all fronts at all levels. And that's been the great thing about watching and calling all those seeded races as well, as we saw folks who aren't necessarily yet worthy of invitational status still coming in and running at their best. And we expect two good races here on the men's side as the first section gets itself out on the track. We got Lewis Westwood and Chase Walters scheduled to be the two pace setters here as they'll race out and start us off at 59-second pace. So aggressive running expected in both of these two invitational sections, and that would not surprise us as all, as Chase Walter takes a big look behind and seeing where he sits in relation to Ronan McMahon Staggs, who's sitting in now in second position.
Well, you know how Arcadia is the meet where we try to see how many boys can get under 9 minutes for the 3200. Well, Andy Powell has made a thing where how many guys can we get under 4 in the mile. We haven't seen it yet from those seeded races, but these next two races are the next best bet yet to see how many guys we can get under 4.
Well, there's always a rivalry between Eugene, home of the University of Oregon, and Seattle, home of the University of Washington. Eugene still the home to more sub-4-minute performances than any other venue in the world, but the Dempsey has certainly started to crack that top list of places you come to run under that iconic number. And we'll see what happens with this group now working its way through the second quarter mile.
Yeah, it's still kind of hard to gauge who really wants to take full control of this race. I mean, they all look fairly relaxed here going through the first 500 600 meters, coming up on a minute and a half. But now you can see our pacers really kind of picking it up. You kind of realize, oh yeah, I slowed down a little bit. I now need to start ramping things up a little bit.
Yeah, need to be about 158 when they reach that light at the halfway mark. Everyone's still connected front to back to this group as Walter makes it through maybe a little quicker than 158.
We just hear Paul Merka say 157. So, yeah, a little quicker than what the prescribed pace is, but that's okay, Paul. It's just how do you make those adjustments in real time? And that's what you do at practice. I'm sure coaches will talk with their athletes all the time is, when you have an instance like that, how do you respond in a situation like that?
So we'll see how this race now unfolds in the third stanza with our second pace setter stepping off the track. And so no more help to give from the pace setters. Well, the pace lights are still available to these men as they work their way down the backstretch. That's Ronan McMahon Staggs. Grant Grossmaner is in second, and next to him, that's Justin Petrie of Cal.
Jonas Price is in that mix, too. He's had a really good fall and indoor season since transfer over from Oklahoma State to Portland, just finding that, what's his purpose again at this distance. And you can see him moving up onto the outside in the purple and white jersey and trying to see if we can give our leader a little bit of a challenge towards the end.
Let's see what happens in this bell lap. Jonas Price trying to challenge Petrie for second position, but everybody chasing Ronan McMahon Staggs on the backstretch. Here's a bold move by Garrett McQuitty of the Peninsula Track Club, goes wide into lane 3 and comes out of the backstretch in second position. But Ronan McMahon Staggs got all kinds of daylight between himself and the rest of the field. He's now charging forward to finish off these 4 quarter miles to put together the mile distance at Miles City, as he will take the victory and gets himself under 4 minutes with a few others in tow, maybe the first 6 or so across the line. 3:55.84 for Ronan McMahon Staggs, as we're now 4 deep under 4 and waiting for confirmation as Grossmaner goes under 4. Acer Iverson, our 6th runner, under 4, and for good measure, Reese Hammond gets under the 4-minute mark as well, finishing in 7th. And Spencer Pickren and Julia Steer,
they just keep coming in, Paul.
Yeah, they go 9 deep in that first section